Girl. So yes, it showed us how he got there. He broke into the house. He just made himself at home, girl. He was just bare ass on the couch.
Bare ass. I think that he was, when I looked at it though, he was like waiting for him. And he was taking so long. I guess
girl,
he didn't want to mess up his
cereal.
clothes.
I was like, what the hell?
But what tripped me out is he was like sitting there Indian style, bucking naked with a firearm next to him, just chilling and meditating, doing yoga and stuff. And I'm like,
but who goes into another man's house, another person, forget gender, and just get butt naked unless that's your man or your woman? Okay, hello. Hey everybody, what up though?
What up though? How y'all doing?
Hey, welcome to Clink with Cam and Kay. And she takes a sip. Mm-hmm. Good, huh?
Yeah.
It's nothing like H2O. It's good. I don't know how people don't like water.
I love water.
I love it too. Ice cold water. I like
ice cold water. And if you want to spice it up, all you gotta do is put a little lime and some ice in it, and it tastes like a drink.
Lime? Never had lime.
Yeah, if you like squeeze some lime in the water, just like lemon water, it give it a little kick.
Lemon, yes, okay, but I'll just try the lime.
You gotta try the lime. You put the lime in the coconut. That's really what you do. Hey.
All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning into Clink the Recap. We are still recapping Diarra from Detroit, which airs was streaming on BET+, so you can catch those episodes, all 8 or 10 or however. How many? 8? I think it's 8.
I think it's 8, but I don't know.
I think it's 8. But it's good, y'all. It's good. So once if you want to just hear our recaps, that's fine. But if you in the middle of our recaps and you like, let me check this out, just pause us, go to your TV
and watch it,
and come back to us,
because we want to really support our sister girl. That's why we picked this, because we too are filmmakers. And I just want to start off by saying I love the opening scene. I love how they had the lights coming in through the blinds, and I loved it because when I was on set a couple weeks ago, we did a shot just like that where the light was coming through the blinds, and I kept looking like, dang, it's light for a long time. And then they said, go look out the window, and it was actually lights. And I was like, wow.
It's nothing like that natural light. When you can get that natural light, that's the gold mine.
I know, but it's also the gold mine when they can create light. Like they made it look like, it was crazy. I would have never thought that. I just was like, duh, like it's just been light for a long time, having a moment. So,
so this, I want to say that Diarra from Detroit, it's different. Like if you're like really looking for something different, you know how we always say, oh, it's nothing good on TV and it's the same old ish. This is clever. This is different. It's funny. It's drama. It's all the things.
It is. It's really good. And I just like the feel of it. The cinematography is really, she had a great crew. I don't know who your crew is. I'm going to look through the credits and see, because the crew was everything.
She has a good crew.
It's everything. But anyway, so when it starts off, I like how it went backwards to go forwards with the Russian guy being tied up in the closet, and they showed us how he got there.
Girl. So yes, it showed us how he got there. So, he broke into the house. He just made himself at home, girl. He was just bare ass on the couch.
Bare ass. I think that he was, when I looked at it though, he was like waiting for him, and he was taking so long. I guess he didn't want to mess up his cereal.
I was like, what the hell?
But what tripped me out is he was like sitting there Indian style, bucking naked with a firearm next to him, just chilling and meditating, doing yoga and stuff. And I'm like,
who goes into another man's house, another person, forget gender, and just get butt naked unless that's your man or your woman? Okay, hello.
Yeah, because that was a little tricky in the beginning, but then we find out later on.
Right, because D was like, wait, hold on.
Right, and then the man comes through the window, which was like, what in the heck?
Yep,
he
a
comes
black
through
man
the
comes in
window,
through the
and
window.
he ain't no little guy either. He climbed through the window, and then him and the butt naked Russians start fighting each other because evidently we don't know exactly what. It's still like a little mystery as to why both of them were there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
and they're both looking for Deontay.
Yeah, Chris, Deontay, him.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing was, now we know how his naked ass got in the closet.
Yeah, because like you said, when the black guy climbed through the window and broke in Chris / Deontay / Ambience, okay, house.
He 3 people, girl.
Right, 3 people.
3 in 1.
The Trinity, okay.
Right. Yeah, fine, Trinity. No.
Girl.
Y'all did a good job with the casting from him
Lord.
and the Chestnuts.
Him, Chestnut, and Danger for me, honey.
Danger!
Watch yourself.
Get on the floor. Yes.
So, but so they start fighting. I mean, they start
fighting, and Russian was getting the best of him until he grabbed that bottle out that sink and bust him upside the head and put him to sleep.
And that's when the black guy tied him up, and then the black guy, he was waiting, but then he heard Diarra and Moni on the other side, because Diarra was like, Chris, are you home? So he left out.
He threw his ass in the closet and bust up, and he goes back to the car with the guy. He like, what's up? Where is he? He like, man, I'll tell you about that later. He wasn't even trying to talk about that. He like, let's go.
Right. So yeah, so that's when we, see Diarra, come in. But I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, that in the first episode, wasn't the door open? Because she opened the door.
Yeah, it wasn't locked. Okay, yeah. They gonna peep everything. Okay, we peep. Okay,
I thought it was me. I thought it was me. Okay,
because she did open the door, because it wasn't like she used a hairpin. She didn't have a spare key. Nothing.
Yeah.
She just walked in, and that was weird to me. But okay, we'll find out later. Maybe they'll explain that or not. So then they show her casing his apartment. She went back to his apartment for 3 days.
3 days, y'all.
I mean, that D must be real powerful,
girl. But she really believes that he's Deontay,
yeah.
and she wants to, and that made her feel good, because she's like, "Who? Okay, so he didn't ghost me. So he's just missing, and I want to find out why."
So after the 3rd day, she walks by that little snowbank and she finds his Jordan.
Right, like
that fell off his like. She
Cinderella,
finds his Jordan and she's like, I know I'm not crazy. So she takes his Jordan to the police station. And of course, they think she is an absolute lunatic.
They think she is a fool, because she says to the police, like, look,
I found Deontay.
I found Deontay. She was like, I was with him.
She was like, his remains.
Right.
What you found?
The police was like, well, you found his remains?
Like a hair follicle? What you find?
You found some DNA? What's going on?
Right.
Like, no, him. So while she's, and she's explaining that there was a Russian guy, and I don't know why they kept like, he was like, okay, so it was a Frenchman. She's like, no, it was a Russian.
He Romanian. He just kept calling him everything but what he was. So they just was they didn't want to be bothered with her. So
they did, and they're trying to like brush her off. And then Swaz's brother, he's a police officer. He was like, D, what you doing? Like, I know divorce can be hard. I'm like, why everybody?
But did you peep that it was a woman police officer in there? And when she was listening to everything and she looked real suspicious, and she got on the phone and looked at her and
somebody's
made that
asking for him or whatever she was saying.
Whatever, we found that out probably later too.
Yeah.
But the funny thing to me was when the cop told her, where'd you meet him at? And she said on, what was it? Tinder. And he was like, next time go on Match.com, because that's where I met my wife.
Right.
To meet some adorable people. So I thought that was really funny. But girl, I didn't know the Swai had 10 siblings. She was like, he got 10 siblings, and damn it, why the hell he gotta be here?
Right. And they all, she said they all be running back and telling his ass stuff.
So now he gonna find out that she ain't all as innocent, because now her business in the streets, because she talked too. Anyway, it wasn't that she talked too much. It's just that, So then they show her homegirl at work. I didn't know she was a bus driver. Moni is driving the bus.
Oh, before that though, girl, then they show Moni and her husband, getting in a nice morning quickie, and then and they were talking like, "You take the trash? Oh yeah, I'm gonna take that trash. They were like having a full on conversation."
But she was telling him to get it the way they get it. But the thing I love is they came together. Oh, girl, give me a cheers to that. You got to give a cheers to some grown up ish when a man.
Right. She was like, hold up. Let's come at the same time.
At the same time.
And what was funny, because, because they was he was hitting it from the side, and for her to really climax, he was like, I'm gonna take care of them, I'm gonna wash those dishes.
And she was like, okay.
Right, that made her,
So in other words, men, it is very sexy to do your chores.
Come on,
we love a man who's gonna take care of home.
Come on. And he gave her a present, right? A bracelet.
So when she on the bus driving, this older gentleman gets on the bus.
Raj. That was Raj. From what's happening.
He get on the bus and he like, oh, nice bracelet. And she giving him the side eye because he must be always all up in the mix. And he said, I wonder what he did that he gave you that. Wonder what he trying to cover up. And then he started laughing like he knew something that she didn't know. I was like, you messy. It's a lot of messy men in this. A lot of messes. A
lot of messy men's.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
That's when Diarra, she went to school and she's trying to find out what that little pendant thing meant.
Yeah. So she's talking to T, and because the thing that the Russian dropped. It was like some type of symbol, like an ancient symbol,
Celtic or something crazy.
Yeah, something like that.
So she's asking him, like, "What's up? You should know what it mean. All them weird people that you be messing around with, trying to insinuate."
I just teach science. He was like, "I am not a." He didn't say like a archaeologist or anything like that, but he was just like, "I teach science. I don't know about that."
But then she sees Mr. Porter, who is the history teacher, walk by.
Yes.
When she sees him walk by, she runs after him, and she got more than she bargained for with that one right there.
She sure did, because she showed him the symbol, and then he smacked her on her ass. I was like, oh,
freaky white man. He's talking about
sexual harassment.
He was like, oh, like, why are you offended? Aren't you going through a divorce? Like, she that hard up, girl. When he said it, I was like, oh.
When he saw that, because it made sense now.
Yeah, we know why.
Right.
We know why, honey.
Right.
But when he said that though, she looked like, damn, who don't know I'm going through a damn divorce?
Right. It's everybody knows stuff.
But what was so funny to me, it was some cute little girls at the door, and they like, oh, whoever's daddy that is, he fine. They was about 10, 11 years old, and we like, who is she talking about? And there walks
Swy, aka Morris.
That's chocolate. So he been some sexy chocolate for many, many years. And you have aged well. Go on, Morris.
He has aged very well.
Yes.
I always thought he was a nice looking man, but I wasn't like, oh, Morris.
Me neither.
Yeah, but he's a nice looking man. He has aged very well.
Man-ish. Hey, Morris, but hey, wife, because he has been married to his wife for many, many years. And I love her.
That for both of them.
Yes.
So Swar comes in and he was like, of course, his brother had a big mouth because again, he was one of the police officers in the precinct, and he told his brother, D came up in there,
asking about some guy. So he let her know, like, oh, so you can't say nothing to me because you ain't been the only one. You've been having you some sex too. So we having you a little thing too while you sitting there trying to act like you panning over me. Right. But if you notice, he did not come until after the brother gave him that information.
True. That's true. That's true. So we learned that the main reason why Diarra was not feeling Swy is because he suggested an open marriage. I don't blame her.
And she found out that he was opening the marriage without her anyway, because she was seeing him with another woman.
Yeah, and he's still holding on to that. He did not cheat to her.
Don't they all?
So we'll just say that for the record.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Did you get the papers?" And she was like, "Yeah, I got the papers."
Then he pulls out her mail and gives her mail, and she was like,
"Hire a lawyer, honey." Ooh.
And said, "She was like, you're not gonna pay this bill. What you give me these bills for?
I can't afford these. Not gonna pay my MX."
Girl, I was like, you know what? He said, basically, he like, you need to lawyer up because he ready to be finished.
Yes.
But what tripped me out, she goes home and her tea kettle is whistling. That was crazy. Because when that happened,
she was talking. She was on the phone, right, talking to Aja.
Yeah. And I was like, what, danger done broke in again?
Right, I thought it was
person we gonna get this time.
I thought it was danger too. She was like, hold on, girl, somebody in, and it was Aja. It was Aja. It was her girl in her house. So she basically suggested that she has a divorce party.
And she was like, I'm not gonna try to convince you because the people are already here.
She done called the people in her single women's group.
And they all just came in the door with balloons, refreshments. I think that was a bit much.
It's a bit much.
Because if it was me, I would have said. I think you would have said something. I'd be like, "Look, y'all doing too much. Don't bombard me.
Right? Let me know.
Let me know something.
And it's at my house, and I don't know these people.
Yeah, and they were real churchy and judgy. I don't know what they were truly a mixture of people that was a mixture of a mixture.
It was different. They were definitely different. Okay,
totally different.
So she she was speaking to one of the guests, and she had the keychain in her hand. She's like, "Oh, is that type of party?" So it's like, okay, she know what it is. She was like, "Wait, what type of party? What you talking
about?" They're like, "What you talking about?" But it was just a lot of awkward conversation, a lot of women venting,
until. This part I like. So they were, still having a divorce party, and then Moni pulls up because Moni goes to her husband's job, I guess, to like surprise him, and she sees that he's still working. He told her that he'll be working late, and she sees that he's doing some work on the car because she nope.
No. Yeah. Well, you skipped ahead a little bit, but that's okay.
I did.
But Moni
she did pull up.
She like, this half for having a party without me.
And
she
like, on my side of the
street. The music is loud. It's a weekday. For real.
And that bitch didn't invite me.
Right. So she goes through all her reasons, and then she busts up in the joint.
She did, y'all. She did.
Like a real girl would. Because I'd have been like, oh, you having a party without me?
Right. Because I just was like, hold up. Who is this? And so,
Diarra, like, oh, that's my friend from childhood.
She's like, oh, I'm a childhood friend. She's like, my friend now. She's like, no, bitch.
She like, I was
my neighbor.
Don't be calling me your neighbor, your childhood friend when I was up there in the cut with you trying to defend you last night when we could got us both killed. Mm-hmm. But now I'm your childhood friend.
That part.
I was pissed for her. I was like, don't be trying to brush me off.
Right. So needless to say, she
Moni,
stays.
Because Moni having a moment because she done heard about that bracelet.
Yeah, she is having a moment.
What the hell is going on?
She's like, y'all got that yak? Yeah, what's up with black people and cognac?
Girl, when you see your parents drinking the yak, you kind of pass down that to the next generation. Give me some yak. You can't think of another drink. Give me some yak or give me some Henny. Hey, it all goes. Yeah. So
they, they're having a conversation because at first, they was like you said, they was very on the judgy side, and Aja was like, "We're gonna pray for you, girl." And, they laying hands and praying.
But what happened for them to pray for her? Oh. She had made a phone call, and when she made the phone call, it was to that sex place, and it started explaining a little bit about some of the things they were doing.
And it was on
speaker. She was trying to turn it off,
because it was like, so if you want BDSM, she was like,
she's like, let's lay our hands on her. She gonna try to play it off. Let's lay our hands on her because the sister's really having a moment.
A moment.
So they all laid their hands on her, and girl.
But then I like how the conversation, like when you get a bunch of women together, it's gonna go there.
It will.
The conversation was like, yeah, because if he doing this and he doing that, he ain't no good. Because a lot of them were like divorced and all of that.
A lot of hurt women.
A lot of hurt.
And that one lady was like, because my man was with another man. I was like, whoa.
How about that one chick said that she was pegging her man?
Yeah, but they went over that real lightly. It was like, I was pegging my man. Everybody was kind of like, because a lot of people don't know what pegging means, but we'll leave that. Google it. I'm for real. So then, what's her name? Aja.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aja tells Nara to tell the group what she's been doing, and she starts telling Tim she's trying to solve a cold case for Deontay Brooks, a 20-year-old case. And Aja put it out there. Now she going on the streets, y'all. She banging on doors. She passing out flyers.
I be like, damn, friend, just put me out there like
that. And they were like, she is in absolute denial. And then she gone. They was like, nah, boo, you really gone.
Yeah.
So admit it to yourself.
Yeah, they thought she was on the crazy side.
Local.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I would feel. It's like, girl, like somebody say, I was with Dwan Sims. Like,
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
All I know is she is roaming them streets like she damn Dora the Explorer.
All right.
And everybody is saying she gone, but then they show her getting in the car with Mr. T.
Yeah, so her home.
That's his ride or die.
She had to call her boy up. So they're going to the actual place that she and looked up.
And she was like, "Why is all the freaky stuff in Royal Oak?"
I was like, "Oh, y'all, Royal Oak is down the street from me."
But I didn't know there was no freaky stuff going on in Royal. Dear, what kind of research you doing? Because we ain't know about all that. So then they are looking around for where they think the party is, and they see the symbol.
Yes, they saw the symbol, and she shows the keychain. So he was like, "That gets you in." So old boy had to go to Gym Pop, and it's like a rave with techno music and stuff. And Dee was like, she said, "I can't get with that techno." She said, "I'm good with the white people hijacking it."
But what was cute? Was cute is the DJ. He was looking at him like, and then he walked up to him and pulled out a magic trick and pulled out a condom from behind his ear and gave it to him. And they was both fine. I was like, dang. Okay, but anyway.
So Diarra, she goes like into this,
into the layer,
into this room, right?
Into the layer because she's going deep into the club. But she does know that it's a dominatrix involved. Yeah. She does know that much.
Right. And she spots the Russian. She spots him.
And he's sitting there looking silly. And he starts trying to give her drugs.
Yeah, he gave her drugs.
And she took it.
It was ecstasy. Because it makes I've heard, I don't do that ish. But ecstasy is like a it's a party drug and a sex drug. So because you feel everything, every touch. But so she, there she's talking to the Russian, and he, he's talking back. So they're both. So the pill kicks in, y'all.
And they show her dancing. She raving. She feeling herself. Yes. She let go of all her inhibitions. Next thing you know, she got on other clothes, jewelry dangling down, and everything else.
The glowing paint.
Yes, she just got loose. And then they show Mr. T and his friend dancing and her dancing. They was having them a good time. I was like, all right, techno. But then they but Mr. T said something to her. He was like, you had all your sexual identity wrapped up in your husband. And he was like, being with one person can be boring. Yeah. He said, being with one person can be boring.
Explore, honey.
Explore. And then he referred to her as a breeder. And he also insinuated maybe the reason why he was cheating on her is because she didn't have a child. And I was like, well, damn. Homeboy.
Right, like just break it all down, okay? So she and the Russian again, they're talking like at the bar, and they're talking like on the dance floor. They're both dancing together, and
they're exchanging a lot of information.
They are,
but she keeps seeing him get on his cell phone.
He kept getting on his cell phone. Yep. And so she was thinking back. She was doing her Diarra thing, like putting stuff together, and she was like, He's playing me. Like, he's full of shit.
See, because you could be high as a kite, but when you are focused on something, that high will go away real quick.
Oh, yes, it will.
So don't ever try to play nobody because you think they are drunk or you think they real high and they don't know, because they will. But then it flashes to Moni and she goes and takes a plate up to her husband's job. And when she walked in the door, it looked like her husband doing something. We don't know what he doing, but he was on hands on his knee. He was on his knees, leaned over inside of a car, and it looked like that he could have been doing something or someone.
And she notices, because he was like, hey, what you doing here? He was like startled, like, what you doing here? And there was some other men that was there, and they had guns. So she was like, because she's looking around like,
and he looking her straight in her face, like go home. Go home right
now.
Get
out of here. So yeah, so she peeped that.
Finally, he had to tell her like 3 times because I was scared. I was like, I hope she don't get beat up. Come on, Moni, get it together.
That's your hubby. It's like, what's going on? You be protective. Like
she was apprehensive than a mug, but when she saw that flash, that little gun, she hurried up and was like, I'm straight.
Yep.
Then it flashed back to the royal and the weird people and the DJ. They was getting it though. They was like,
they weren't getting it. And then, so Diarra, she had like put some stuff together, and she called out the Russian, and he was like, he had a gun on her, and he was like, "You playing me? Who are you? Why are you looking for?" He said Deontay.
He did say Deontay. He said Deontay is clear as day, and then we heard a gunshot, and we thought it was Diarra that got shot, but somebody had shot the Russian.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they showed a man like walking away because Diarra saw somebody.
It looked like he had a costume on. Like, I was like, was that a chicken? I don't know what that was. I was like, okay.
So Diarra and T and the DJ, they leave, and the DJ's in the back seat going live. T was like, "Nigga, if you don't turn off that light, get off the live."
And he was like, "This is what we do in Detroit. We in the D." I'm like, no. Mm-hmm. So she came to the conclusion that the Russian guy was full of shit, and then they flashed to her having the burner phone in her hand in Russian. So now she's gonna have to go take a damn Russian class to try to figure it out,
or trying to find a Russian person or something.
But if she's smart, just go on Google
translate.
Yeah. Like, girl, right. They smart enough to do that part. Okay, so she tells so the Russian guy's dead. They're in the car driving off into the sunset. She got the burner phone, and then it shows Moni. She had a envelope that said emergency on it, honey. She was pulling out a blunt. She don't know what's going on. She don't know what to think.
She don't know if her husband's still alive or what.
She don't know what's going on. I can
just imagine there's all kind of thoughts that's going through her head.
Yeah. And then he tells her that he comes home. And he tells her he's for the Woodward boys.
Yeah, the Woodward boy. Was it for? She's like, how much? Was it $50K?
$50,000.
$50K.
And she just looked sick, and he looked sick, and she was like, "So we didn't get the loan, huh?"
Yeah.
Because he told her that they had got the loan for the house and blah 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 blah. And then it shows a montage of Deontay flashing. It shows a montage of Deontay. It shows him, his mom, when he was
little at the mall,
and how she was She was a very loving mom. She was telling him, "Come here," because he kept running off playing the basketball and stuff in the mall. And then the last scene they showed was her sitting there, and then the news reporter trying to dog her, talking about she was sitting there for
23 minutes without reporting him missing.
But he was a kid. He was in the mall. He was playing.
I don't know if I would leave my kid though, like that long too. Well, honey, I would have to have eyes.
Time go by. Let me tell you. When my kid was little, he used to hide in the damn clothes. He was a little bit smaller than him, and I wanted to kill him. And he was gone one time for
I know you was panicking.
I was in Macy's, Hudson's. Girl, I was gonna kill his little ass. When I found him, I snatched his ass. Yes, I said ass. It's in the Bible. And I was really hurt because I didn't know where he was. So yeah. So they show him with a basketball in his arm, and she's telling him to come over here. And then, like I said, the police show the report that says that she was sitting in one spot for 23 minutes before she called
and then she gave a press conference. She was really calm, though. She was like, if you've seen him, like this, like kind of like mundane. If you see him, if you know his whereabouts, please let us know.
So I wonder what that's all about. Maybe his daddy was in the Russian mob. I don't know, because I haven't seen nothing else. I'm right here with it. So Diarra, we are so loving Diarra from Detroit. We love it. It's brilliant.
Very brilliant.
Yeah.
So that was it for episode 2, y'all. So just join us next week for episode 3. We're going to get into that. Why don't you go ahead and click that like, subscribe, and comment if you've seen the show. Comment only on episode 2. We don't want to give any spoilers. But yeah, we want to hear what you think. So thank you for tuning in to Clink the recap. We'll see you next week.
Diarra from Detroit. Yes. Hey, bye. Hey.